Hey, what's up, guys? This is Kay from Lunarlight Games. Hold on. Okay, there we go. Yeah. Okay, so welcome, guys. If you guys are new to the channel, hello and welcome. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. We are back again with more Diablo 3 Season 28. So, after having spent a couple days trying to get this stupid platinum done for New Tales from the Borderlands, we finally got it to pop. And the requirements to do that platinum are beyond ridiculous. Those endings weren't very intuitive on how you're supposed to manage them. I think during the recorded session I did last time, we only got one of the bad endings, of which there are three in total. So one out of three, and then had to go back and replay that game over and over again for like four more endings. And long story short, major pain in the ass. But at least that's done and over with. And unless I want to go back for the PS4 version, I don't think I'll be replaying that game anytime soon. But anyways, at least that's done. Don't have to worry about it no more. We can get back to our regular streams. Anyways, let us see here. What do we have to do for this season? Well, what's left of this season? Grinding gem levels. Perfect. We still have to do a bunch of those. Might as well get that over with. So this session's going to be mainly farming. I don't think we'll be switching over to anything else but farming. Not a big deal, though. Could have sworn we got rid of all this stuff last time, but oh well. I don't think we need any of these. So, let's see, just to recap. What the heck? I thought I did this one already. I wonder, did the game not save my progress last time? That's really weird. Let's see, this is up to 39, 45. Yeah, it saved everything but the progress for my altar. Shouldn't be a big deal though, because last time we were working on Veer's armor set, so we should have completed that already. That's two. Let me see what else. Okay, so shoot. What are we missing here? Probably the hands, I think. Yeah, we need either the hands or the head piece. But I thought we already got it last time. Uh, this is huge pain. Sometimes the game doesn't save your progress. At which point we have to go back and refarm the pieces that we need. I mean, it's not the biggest deal, but that's a pain in the butt when you lose your progress like that.
Don't you miss me?
Fortune favors the bold.
So either the hands or the headpiece.
What a steal.
Oh, what do you know? Yeah, it's a major oof, but not a big deal because we just got our handpiece anyway, so that's strange, but I'll take it. So I guess we just have to head back and grab the page from the little lectern. Okay, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So that is a lesson to those of you who are playing this. Always make sure you see the autosave icon before exiting out. Otherwise, you'll run into that kind of problem. But thankfully, we didn't have to farm too long for anything. Let's see, the place that we need to head to. Alright, so shoot. We gotta take our armor pieces back over to the lectern. Thankfully, we don't have to complete the set dungeon anymore.
Just warming up.
That's already been done and over with. So we'll just equip our armor pieces. Grab that, and let's head back. That could have been a massive nightmare if we had to farm for that armor piece all over again. Yeah, I know, right, Seth? Sadly, this isn't one of those games where you can do a manual save. So, grabbing all that. Alright, so... that... Oh, right. So let's see. The node that we took last time should have been... I think it was either damage reduction. Yeah, let's take this one. Okay, so now I think we're back right where we were last time. But now I need to check something. Do we shoot? No ancient puzzle ring. That's fine. For the rest of the session, I think we'll just mainly be going for greater riff runs. We still need to boost our gem levels up to level 70. Bounty rewards can be set for later, though.
Unleash.
So I hope you guys have been having a wonderful week.
Need more time.
I know I sure have. Been playing some other games on my other systems, like my Switch.
Prepare for a long fight.
Trying to go through a bit more of Zelda before
Heal me.
the next release comes out next week.
Help me.
Can you believe that, though? It's already been... oh, like 7 years? Or... no, not 7 years. 6 years since the last Zelda game. That was back in 2017.
Your defenses are nothing.
Oh, really? Yeah, I remember you telling me about that, Seth. How's it going so far? Sweet. Let's get out of this room and then... can we do this in less than 5 minutes?
Still waiting.
Well, so much for that.
I'm just warming up. I need healing.
Kinda out of healing. That's cool to hear. I'll have to have a look at some of the gameplay videos of that game.
I am unstoppable.
It's always a good thing to stay up to date on some of the newest games. Let's see.
Your grave awaits.
I think I probably can make this under 5. Might be a bit of a tough squeeze, though. Wow, this is a lot of pylons.
I am so good. I astound myself.
Usually the game isn't so generous with those. And if you want to reach the higher ranks, you absolutely need them to drop at that many times in one map. If it weren't for that, though,
Guardian has arrived.
don't think this would have been possible to get a sub 5 minute run. Yeah, that's sub 4 minutes. That's really good.
My name is if you have a gem.
So that is not flawless, unfortunately.
returning to town.
Yeah, I think I'll probably check out some streamers or gameplay vids of it.
My power grows.
Alright, sweet. More points to drop in. This build absolutely needs you to drop all of your points into Vitality. Blackthorn, cool stuff. Actually, do I have any of that left over? Yeah, let's just toss away all the beer stuff. And the rest can go in the trash. Halo of Arlise. That's one of our recommended items, but this one's a little bit worse. Yeah, we're gonna wait for an ancient. This one can go in the trash. Let's go to here. So there's going to be one more beta right before Diablo 4 releases. And that one is unfortunately going to be at the same time as the release of the new Zelda game.
Hello there. Well, isn't that nice? What a steal.
That is too
So
expensive.
it's going to be a toss-up between whether you want to join in on the new game spree or continue on with the beta. I think you can earn some of the skins or whatever the beta rewards from the last one. If you didn't earn it the first time around, you can earn it this time alongside another new thing for your mount. I think all you need to do is level up a character to level 20 and I think you have to defeat the world boss or whatever. Shoot, not enough gold. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see how they design the game. Because the first time around when they made Diablo 3, it pretty much was a pay-to-win game. What with the auction house thing. Which eventually got removed once the game came over to console.
I must heal.
But back when it was on PC, I remember all the story and forum posts about
You dare attack me?
the whole auction house thing.
Not ready yet.
I mean, I didn't play through that period, so it's like one of those stories you hear about that sounds pretty terrible, but then by the time I got around to actually playing it, it didn't exist, so
I must wait longer. If only they could see me now.
to me it was almost like a legend or a myth. But I'm pretty sure it was terrible for those of you who were playing around at that time. Oh yeah. That's pretty much been the
Me? Need more time.
way that Activision has been designing their games.
Nicely done.
Like you see it with Call of Duty all the time now. And it's like, it's not even needed. They already sell like gangbusters already. I mean, do they really have to squeeze
I'm just
as much
warming
money
up.
out of their player base as possible? Call of Duty is already one of the highest selling games already. But anyway, to get those profits up, I guess. Sweet, another pylon. Let's see, outside of that, next month is also going to be another big month for games. There's like Street Fighter 6, Diablo, Diablo 4, and then I think Final Fantasy 16 is somewhere around the 20th.
I astound myself.
Then I can't remember what else is coming out. Star Wars just came out earlier.
I grow weak.
Oh, and if you're interested in the Harvest Moon game, that's going to be out next month, I think, too. That's another one that I'm probably going to be watching out for.
I'm just warming Not ready yet. I must heal.
But at least with Story of Seasons, or aka the old Harvest Moon, or new Harvest Moon games, I should say, those don't really have any microtransactions, at least I hope not.
I am so good. I astound myself.
As far as I remember, Xseed games don't really have that issue. Oh, really? There's a gay romance in it? I didn't even know.
I'm just warming up.
I think my main exposure to the game has only been the recent trailers they've released.
Nephilim, you have trust.
If they do have something like that, that's news to me. Oh, okay.
I need to go back.
To me, I'm more concerned with how the game actually plays.
Well,
I become more powerful.
And having seen gameplay of Devil May Cry in the past, I'm hoping it turns out pretty well. Sweet, another puzzle ring. I think we'll pop that in over here. I mean, I love action games, but I've never really bought into Final Fantasy looking for an action game. But if they can make it, interesting to play, I don't think it's going to matter too much. Yeah, those kind of romance, I mean, it's whatever. I don't really care about love stories in games unless they're really well done.
Fortune favors the bold. That will look nice on you. What?
I can't afford that.
I didn't even know I had that thing.
Okay, so nothing good here. We don't have any cash, and I hope we get some soon. If only to help speed up along these rift runs.
Prove yourself.
I gotta stop dying. So yeah, after having played through Final Fantasy 15, I think about 2 years ago, I hope it's much better than that. Because for me, the most disappointing thing about Final Fantasy 15 was the disjointed nature of the story.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
It wasn't even the combat. I've already gotten used to the sort of action style combat that Square Enix have been kind of pushing on us since about Final Fantasy 12, so the
Still
gameplay
waiting.
is usually something you either adapt to or it's not going to be your thing. Yeah, I love the graphics in 15.
I am unstoppable.
I mean, it looks amazing when it needs to be. I just wish the story was more coherent. There are a lot of things that were just not explained very well.
I need healing. Your defenses are nothing.
We'll rip these brutes to shreds.
Max Patria. You know, I've kind of forgotten which enemy is that. Excuse me if I don't remember. Let's see. Ah, okay.
Not ready yet.
Yeah, my mind is completely blanking out. Let's see, 2021 was such a long time ago. Or was it 2022? Oh, okay. Yeah, see, that to me, that was a that goes hand in hand with the disappointing part about 15 for me, because the story was not that coherent. I kind of tuned out like halfway
That
through
is so
once
good. I astound myself.
I reached that one city where it's the last stop before you do the whole flash forward.
I'm just warming up.
I mean, most other stories in Final Fantasy I can remember pretty well, like 7 through 8, 9, 10, even 12, a little bit of 13, but 15, that one not so much. Yeah, I admit the combat system was pretty nicely well done, but I think for me,
Still
because
going
I
to
started playing with the Royal Edition, eventually I learned how to just cheese the weapon system and just use that one
I am
weapon that
unstoppable.
allowed you to teleport. And I think you ended up getting like critical hits every single time you did a warp strike. So eventually that became all that I ever used.
You dare attack me?
I mean, if you had taken that weapon out, I think I would have experimented more, but because that weapon was always available, it became the most efficient way to clear out enemies and
Need more time.
finish the
If only they could see me
the hunts.
now.
Yeah, so because I used that one and then boosted up my stats with the other legendary weapons, warp strikes always gave me max
Not
damage.
ready yet.
And it was so easy to replenish that magic bar that, yeah. I mean, that's one reason why.
You dare attack me?
But then again, for me, Final Fantasy, half the fun is just learning how to make the most OP stuff.
The Rift Guardian has arrived.
All right, sweet. That was a really slow run.
I'm injured.
Nephilim, you have triumphed.
Need to pay a little bit more attention next time.
Let's see what we can do.
Oh, but what do you know? This was deathless, so that wasn't a total waste. Sweet. So that's another tier done. Kind of odd because this gem isn't at 45, but these two are. I think the game is reading the fact that our save wasn't. Our save last time didn't stay with us, but it's still reading the data as if the save was still valid. That's probably why. No matter.
I am returning to town. I didn't think I could get any better.
Okay, so let's see. We're still trying to get all of this done. No, I didn't accidentally scrap the gear because what should have happened is that the altar was still completed, right? Last time I actually unlocked this node right over here, and it had already changed to this list of requirements, but when I loaded up the save earlier, it showed that I didn't have this node unlocked. But it doesn't really matter because we got all this done anyway. Just gotta trash all of this first. Okay, so let's see. Let's have a look at our journey. So we've completed this here already. Got the next portrait frame. Now we need to get all the gems up to level 55. We need bounty rewards to complete this thing. And then we just have to complete these. Only 2 more tiers left to do. All of which just requires us to keep farming more and more gem levels.
I can't afford that.
Can I have it back?
That's not something that we need. Okay, so luckily we still have plenty of keystones, so back to the grinder we go. There have been so many updates and videos for D4 in the last couple days and week. But I've been keeping my eyes closed to all of that so that when the game releases, I get to learn and explore the game on my own terms. I feel that's much more fun, rather than having everything spoon-fed to me. But it won't be long now.
I must wait longer.
There's only like, what? About... crap. There's about maybe 30 days left to go, more or less. Actually, tomorrow's going to be the 5th, so that would be around 26 days.
Your defenses are nothing.
About 3.5 weeks.
Heal me.
So for the next beta, I think I'm going to roll probably a rogue. We've already done the sorceress and the necromancer. And even though they kind of nerfed the other characters, I'm interested to see how the ranged character plays. Oh, really? Max stats, huh?
Your grave awaits.
That is insane. And it's not the PC version?
You dare attack me?
Gotta try not to die here. Come on.
I need healing.
Our opponents may be strong, but I will not stand down.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so if he's playing legitimately, that's insane. That is a ton of grinding. And probably a lot of recruiting as well. Or maybe he just runs the game with the AI on. That could also be another thing. I can totally see how he would be able to do that if he automated the entire game. I mean, I've seen some builds where some players have managed to get it so where your characters are pretty much foolproof.
I wish
They
I could
won't
do
ever
that.
die
Your grave awaits.
if they're set to the AI. So if you could have that running daily and then just pause the game every once in a while and pick up all the stat charms, that's plausible.
I am so good. I astound myself.
I mean, I'd prefer doing that method over having to replay the battles manually. Yeah, neither do I. I feel like half the fun in Tactics Ogre is just doing everything yourself.
Your defenses are nothing.
Yeah, exactly. The moment you automate everything and then have the gameplay itself, it to me it lessens the fun. But
Still
if that's
waiting.
what you like, I mean, go for it.
You dare attack me?
Some people have fun in their own ways. And if it's just to, achieve 99 and everything and to see how long that would take, more power to you.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
I mean, half the fun back then when I was a kid, when we were playing the older PS2 games and such, was just having cheat codes available. And that's kind of the same thing. Not really, though, but being able to
The
play
Rift
through a game
Guardian.
without any of the difficulty, that's sort of similar.
I need.
Nephilim, you have tried.
Alright, so that's another rift done.
Let's see the gem.
By far, this gem is the most important to the build.
I need to go back.
Oh, right. I still have my save from back in I think August last year, or was it the year before that, where I played through it. Still never beat it. I'm still stuck on chapter 4 in that game. Pretty much at the same area that took me forever on the PS4 version, or PS5 version, I should say. Oh, was it? I never got the chance to use it. Yeah, I never got to the point where I could defeat those Dark Knights. Although, I don't remember Chapter three's ending battle being that difficult. The one with Lancelot. This was also still in the neutral route. Let's see. I think that's a better armor set. Yeah, it is much better. We're gonna take this one. Sweet. Finally got an ancient set. Yeah, so I remember the PSP version being far more easier to deal with.
If my old masters could see me.
Anything could happen. Don't forget, luck always changes.
That is too expensive.
I think I got all the way up to chapter 4 without any grinding. And that was mainly because I had like 3 archers on my team. Those initial 3 archers, well, not 3 archers, yeah, it was 3 archers. Not the initial 3, it's the Aracel was definitely the best character in that game, and then you had the other 2 archers that you get naturally through the story, the named ones. Just having those 3 characters on the team just made every battle so much easier to play through. Sweet. Got one of the better maps. Though in that game I hardly ever use any of the knights. I don't think I ever used Volkert, I never used. And I don't think I used any of the white knights either.
I must wait longer.
Trying to think if I ever used any of the mages.
Help me! I must wait longer.
I think it was mainly just Denim and the archers.
If only they could see me now. I'm badly wounded.
Denim, the archers. I really need to look through my PS Vita and see what I used. Because some of the classes in the PSP version were just absolutely overpowered.
Not ready yet.
Like, I didn't have to worry about using mage characters at all. Although I suppose
Need more time.
maybe they were slightly better later on in the game, but the opportunity just never came up for me.
I'm just warming up.
I think I got to the point where archers were just taking care of everything but dragons, I think, in like one blow. Because I don't think I got through any of the Palace of the Dead at that point.
Worthy foe. I like to think the world is safer now.
So I think it was mainly just having Denim take care of dragons. And then for everything else in the game, I just used an archer to pick them off. I mean, it really was that bad.
Your defenses are nothing.
Because I distinctly remember just using the archer to wipe out every single enemy. Yeah, some of the mages were useful, I think. I think I was still early on trying to use Sherry, so I didn't really have a good grasp on how witches worked. But then, let's see. I think I was probably using Bayon more often.
I am so good.
And I definitely didn't get what's-his-face, the other warlock. definitely wasn't using Sestina all that much. Or was it Saria? Yeah, I agree that they had better magic spells in those games.
Your grave awaits.
Oh yeah, Rudlum. Yeah, I didn't use him at all. I think I got to the point where I was just abusing archers so much that nothing else really mattered. Though they probably did. I just wasn't aware of it.
Your defenses are nothing.
Because that finishing move with the sleep ability on archers just took care of everything. Like if you couldn't snipe them the first time around after using the sleeping finishing move, you could take them out on the second shot.
I am so good, I astound myself.
Yeah, undead enemies were
How does that feel?
quite useful, I think. But then after the rework, it was like, why did they remove immunities for certain things? Okay, there we go. Let's grab this thing over here and pray that we don't get hit over there.
See me now.
The Rift Guardian has found you.
I also like the fact that you could just store magical abilities as items. Back when the only way to learn magic spells was to use the item first. I think that was one of the reasons why I didn't quite use mages so often. Because you could just buy the spells that you needed and then use them as required.
Let's see what we can do.
No, they don't actually get in the way. They're just cosmetic. You could choose to have them on, or you could take them off. I just have them on because they just look cool.
I am returning to town.
Plus, they were a pre-order bonus for Diablo 4.
Excellent.
A glorious development.
Let's see. Cosmetics. Yeah, they're sometimes distracting. But if you keep your eyes on your character, that's probably one reason. Otherwise, if you're looking elsewhere, like usually when I'm playing this game, I'm not looking directly in the center. I'm always looking at the edges. The edges of the screen, I mean. But if they're a little too bright and they kind of get in the way, I can understand. Sweet. Another ancient weapon. This one's slightly... It's slightly worse, but overall much better. So we're going to use this one. Plus, if we ever get any more Whisper of Atonement gems, we can augment them. Thunder Fury. Not much better, I think. Yeah, that deals less damage. All right, so let's get rid of everything here. Yeah, that would have been one thing. I kind of doubt it though because most isometric ARPGs are just designed this way. What I kind of hoped was that they would allow us to, instead of just rotate the camera, I mean, I would hope that they would allow us to zoom out. That's just the main thing though. Because sometimes it's really hard to see enemies on the bottom portion of the screen versus the top portion. But that's just the way it is. They basically just took the game engine from... Actually, now that I think about it, most PC games back in the mid-90s for... Well, from Blizzard anyway, were isometric RTS games like Warcraft and StarCraft. And for some odd reason, Diablo ended up being the same way. I think it's probably a stylistic choice that they kept the camera like this. I mean, there's no reason why you can't rotate the camera.
Unleash.
But, you know, people are resistant to change. What I had hoped that they would implement in this, well, in D4 was that they were going to put in the aiming system from Diablo Immortal. Because some of the aiming abilities from Diablo Immortal were way, way too good.
Didn't see that coming.
It only seemed natural that they would keep using it, but I guess not. Like just being able to aim your cone spells, like the spells that you could like use in a wide arc, you were able to charge them and then aim them in Diablo Immortal.
Your grave awaits.
At least on the iPad version. That didn't make the cut though.
I don't like the look of that.
Because D4 is still the same thing as this. Missed opportunity for sure.
I'm just warming up.
I do like, however, that the game has way more impact than this one. If I didn't have the life bars on, this game has no impact whatsoever. Like, you can't even tell whether your spells are dealing any damage or not, outside of the numbers. And the numbers aren't even there by default, you have to turn them on. And if you turn off the health bars, well, good luck. Okay, so this might be deathless. Cross your fingers.
only they could see me now.
It kind of reminds me of the difference between Borderlands 1 and 2 and then Borderlands 3. For the most part, Borderlands 1 and 2, they were pretty good games, but the combat
Didn't see that coming, did you?
really lacked impact. And that's usually one of the main complaints I have about some action RPGs. They don't really invest too much in the way of character animations.
I'm just warming up.
Like, you can see the numbers all right, but if the character models don't really react to your reactions, I mean, they don't really react to your actions, it kind of leaves you feeling like you're not really doing anything of meaning.
How does that feel?
The Rift Guardian has arrived.
For example, if you've ever watched any of the videos where I was playing through Mass Effect, you'll know that was one of my main complaints. Because it really does feel like you're doing nothing when you're shooting at enemies. Alright, so that's another +5. Alright, so 20, 20, and then crap.
I need to go back.
24, so that leaves a total of 64. That's a total of, what, 20 trips if we're going by the bare minimum. Or less than that if we can get some deathless runs. Oh, this is going to be fun. So let's see. This staff is way, way better. Let's compare real quick. So if we take off the gem, this staff is way much better. It's seriously good. Even though the main ability, which is increasing the damage of Meteor, isn't that great, everything else about it is much better. So I think we have a couple Ramaladni's gift items. Yeah, we have 3. So the main draw of getting an item without the socket is that you can keep the extra abilities on it, and then you can just add an extra socket later. This way you don't have to re-roll for a socket, and you can keep a bonus ability on it. And if you should ever need to re-roll the other stats on it, you don't have to worry about getting a new one or sacrificing your socket. Sweet. Now let's socket this back in. And voila. Much, much better.
Well done.
Nicely done. Still waiting.
Okay, so how are we doing on these? We're almost at 800, so that is going to be completely maxed out. After 800, we can focus on getting all of the rest of the points into Vitality. That way we can survive multiple hits rather than just dying. If we so much as look at an enemy. Cool. I think we might need to farm for more keystones later, though.
Embrace.
I don't think we'll be able to make it to the end. But the goal is to try to finish this season before the launch of D4.
We'll rip these brutes to shreds.
We might have to do a few more sessions to try to get everything complete. I'm thinking maybe another 2 or 3 more sessions and we should be done with this season. Depending on our luck, though.
I need healing. If only
The
you
altar
could
can
see
go
me
either way.
now.
So many explosions.
What a monstrous creature!
But at least we're doing good on pylons. Those will drastically reduce our time to complete this. Gotta make sure we don't step into those explosions.
Your grave awaits.
Yeah, thankfully the wizard can teleport very well. If I think about it, between the monk and the wizard,
I'm just warming
I don't think the other characters can teleport. Oh crap. Gotta make sure we don't die in the explosion there.
Your defenses are nothing.
Okay, so I think for the next node that we're gonna take, we're going to increase our dodge rate. That way we don't have to worry about getting hit so often.
I'm just warming up.
Yeah, I suppose that is somewhat like a teleport.
Your grave awaits.
Back when I used to play the Gears of the Dreadlands build for the Demon Hunter, I think during that season it was like the quickest character of all. You didn't really have to teleport, you just held one button and just ran through everything.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
On the flip side though, it was incredibly squishy. Like it would die in a single hit just like the wizard can. But because you're always shooting something,
The Rift
You could
Guardian.
target enemies from off screen and then never get hit.
Nephilim, you have
So you could rapidly clear a dungeon for your party mates pretty well.
here to help.
Alright, so 4 in this one.
I am returning to town.
Alright, so that's an even 60, I think.
I
The light grows stronger within you.
Not bad. We're getting closer and closer to our goal. All these can go. Nothing useful at the moment. And sadly, we still need 3 primal weapons. I wonder how long that's going to take for us to get.
See you soon. What a steal. That's too bad. See you soon.
That is too expensive.
Alright, so how are we doing with this? Hold on. Am I using the wrong ring? I think... Let me see. Let me have a look at my build guide. There are 2 rings with very similar names. Yeah, and I think I took the wrong ring. Huh, how funny. I was supposed to be using this thing. Yeah, so for my build, I'm supposed to be using this ring, not the Halo of Arlise. That's a really easy thing to screw up. Let's see, just so I don't get this wrong. Yeah, I'm supposed to be using the Halo of Karini, not the Halo of Arlise. Whoops. Sometimes it's really easy to overlook something like that. There we go. All this time I had something else on. Didn't even notice. Always make sure to double check your items. And just so we don't get confused, we're going to trash it. No wonder why I've been dying so often. This thing is supposed to help us withstand damage. It basically halves our damage after our storm armor activates. Hopefully with that we should be seeing less deaths. Okay, so with that done, Let's see. Yeah, it should help very well. Okay, so 55. We can totally do this one. And then from 55 up to 70. Yeah, hopefully. That's the idea.
Prove yourself.
Now, let's try not to get hit.
Long fight.
But if we do, I hope that we can take more than just one hit.
Your defenses are nothing.
On a hardcore character, I probably would be playing way, way more safer than this. The last time I was playing a hardcore character, I was so cautious I didn't even take on any of the higher grade of riffs until I made sure I squeezed every bit of
Not ready yet.
juice from each grade of rift. Because I take the gem ranks for my gems all the way up until I couldn't complete them anymore. Until it became nearly impossible to re-roll. And somehow I made it all the way up to,
Didn't see that
like,
coming, did you?
I made it as far as my gem ranks needed for the, what was it, the conquest? So that would have been around gem rank 70 for a hardcore character. Which for me was quite an achievement. Like, it's so easy to die in this game. So to take a hardcore character up that high without losing it was pretty nice. That was always a huge feeling of accomplishment once you completed a greater rift without dying. Knowing that any mistake you made could have been your last.
How does that feel?
So you had to play with like as many cheat death abilities as possible. Take as many gems that would increase your health and your tankiness. Otherwise, if you died in one hit, that is hours and hours of building up your character lost. And to think that they're going to keep permadeath on in PvP for D4. I salute the people that are willing to do that. Of course, if you have like a team to help you level up your character, it's probably not that bad. But if you're doing that all by yourself and willing to take a gamble, that's got to be something else.
Your defenses are nothing.
Yeah, right? PvP with permadeath. That is a huge, insane gamble. You might as well be playing for money at that point. Although imagine that money matches with permadeath hardcore characters.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
That's one way to up the stakes. Yeah, that would be interesting. Not something that I would be partaking in, though, but if they were to broadcast that on Twitch or something, that's
Your
something I'd like to
defenses
watch.
are nothing.
These enemies defy all
You know, imagine
reason.
PvP with actual stakes.
I grow weak.
I mean, heck, if you really wanted to see esports, that would be a hell of an esport. Knowing that at any moment, your favorite competitor could potentially lose their
The
character.
Rift Guardian is here.
Nephilim.
That's going to be something really entertaining to watch out for once D4 comes out. Yeah, imagine all the comments. Like, you took that character from 0 to 99 and lost it in a in an esports match. Absolutely insane, right?
The ancient
A glorious development.
Reminds me of all those times when I was younger where we were playing RuneScape and we were playing those PvP matches out in the wild. It wasn't permadeath, of course, but you still ended up losing all your inventory to whoever won. Still nothing good. I hope we get a couple more primals before we get to the end of the altar. Otherwise, we're going to be sitting through quite a number of
Shall we?
sessions just to get enough.
That will look nice on you.
I can't afford that.
Okay, so that's a good Unity ring, but shoot. Yeah, old school RuneScape. I mean, I was playing it back in like 2007, so all the way back when I was like a sophomore in high school. Actually, now that I think of it, I was playing it back in like 2006, so even earlier than that. The cash shop is for, I think, RuneScape 3, the regular edition of RuneScape. For old school RuneScape, there is no cash shop or anything like that. Although you could probably buy what are they're like these membership tokens that you probably trade, but that doesn't really get you far though, because the huge draw to old school RuneScape is the effort that you need to put in the game. Like, there's no way around it. I'm not sure how well their bot detecting services are anymore, but at least as far as I can tell, it's very hard to use a bot. Nah, that's no good. So I guess we'll just stick this Unity ring away. But yeah, there is no cash shop for old school RuneScape. And the scene for old school RuneScape isn't nearly as big as it used to be. At least not for at least not compared to back when I was playing it back in '06, '07. And I think I had a cousin that was playing as early as like '02, '03, or maybe '04. I can't remember which. But man, those were the days just playing through old school RuneScape, or what was then called RuneScape 2.
Fate smiles on you today.
Many Nephilim.
But yeah, there was no way around. You couldn't really do any pay to win thing in that game unless you were to like literally buy gold using real world money. But that wasn't through any shop, that was like through other players. Though if you're caught doing that, you could get banned as well. Yeah, there's so much effort that needs to be
Your grave awaits.
given up to make any progress in that game. Like, you need to invest so much time just to get to the highest levels. It's insane. Like, of all the skills in the game, I think I only managed to ever get 3 skills up to level 99. And those took well over at least maybe around... Shit, I can't remember when exactly I did 99 fishing and then 99 cooking. I think that probably happened well over a year and a half.
Unstoppable.
Yeah, so I think from the time I started playing in 2007, I don't think I got my first level 99 skill until well into 2008, and then my third 99 skill somewhere around
You dare attack me?
maybe 2010-ish. So I think I had stopped playing for a bit around 2009-ish, and then got back around 2010, and then got my third 99 skill. The rest of the other skills, like your combat skills and other crafting skills, or resource gathering skills, I never got any of those to 99, other than just the 3 woodcutting, fishing, and what was it?
I am so good, I astound myself.
Cooking, fishing, and woodcutting. Yeah, those were the 3. I tried to get fletching up, but that took way too much time and way too much money. In-game money, I mean. But if you're ever feeling curious about how that game ever played, feel free to try it. I mean, it's free. Unless you're looking to pay into the membership. You don't really have to.
Your grave awaits.
It just unlocks more skills for you to use and more areas for you to explore. And also more quests for you to do. But it's a bit of a waste if you jump into the game with a membership expecting to do everything all at once. It takes so much time to invest in that game. But of all the old school MMO games, that one's still around since Well, as far as back when I was a kid. There are older ones, but I don't think none nearly as meaningful to me as that one. Now, the stories, though, that I have of playing that game, you'd probably be shocked at what we were doing in that game. I mean, we were doing like raiding parties in the wild, trying to do PvP against other low-level characters, and then we'd lose against the pure characters. But yeah, back in around like 2008-ish, around that time, there were so many players trying to do PvP in that game. And then because internet connections being what they were in 2008, there are so many drops. Like back then, you could have a character be online, and then if you got disconnected, your account would still be online. So it'd be sitting idle in the game world, and it wouldn't disconnect for like 2 minutes. So if that ever happened, you'd have 2 minutes to beat on somebody or have someone beat on you before you get a chance to react.
Your grave awaits.
So good luck if you had terrible internet. I mean, Wi-Fi wasn't really a thing.
Dare attack me?
At least not if you were using a desktop. Most people try to keep their computers hardwired. But when the best internet you could get for, what was it, like 50, 60 bucks was like a 3 megabit per second connection.
Need more time. Didn't see that coming, did you?
Well, choices weren't very good for you. I don't think my internet speed increased above 10 megabit per second up until 2012-ish. Before that, I always had internet that was around like around 1 to 3 megabit per second. And now you can get like up to 50 or even 100, or if you're in a good area, you can get up to like a gigabit.
I'm just warming up.
Really goes to show you what we had to deal with in the early 2010s.
The Rift Guardian has arrived.
Okay, so that's another run done. $55. It's going to be another 2 more runs until we can get these up to level 55.
I am returning to town.
The blood.
I am stronger still.
So I think we'll go for 2 more runs and then we'll call it a night. We'll do the rest later, another session. Oh, it's not hard. At least I don't think so. You just got to be mindful of the areas you're going in and just try not to overstep your bounds.
I wish you.
Because with the wizard, anyway, the main issue is just covering your tracks. So long as you're not trying to go over the ice and just using the ice to cover your path, you're fine. I mean, it's not very hard to die with the wizard, but so long as you're
I am
keeping the
ready.
path forward covered with ice, you should be fine. The real difficulty is just trying to avoid the arrows and what other projectiles.
I don't
Oh
like
crap.
the look of that.
Yeah, so that can happen sometimes. Or you get like this enemy here that just won't go away. I think the way forward is over here. But if you keep covering your path forward with ice and these meteors, you should be covered.
Your grave awaits.
There are a few things that are harder to dodge in this game than projectiles and those poison fields. And on the off chance that you get surrounded by those purple lasers. Yeah, so if those things chuck their spears at you, you're pretty much done for. Just try not to get too close to them. If you see any poison fields, stay far, far away. That guy's trying to get close to us, but don't worry about that. But really, the wizard is a press X to win character. In comparison to the previous character classes I was playing as, like say
Your
the
grave
monk,
awaits.
that required way more button presses that I'm having to use right now. Oh, and we got that pylon, so that pretty much means invulnerability. At least for a couple minutes.
I am unstoppable.
You know, it's easy to play and commentate on Diablo, but if I'm playing on something like, say, Street Fighter, it is way, way more difficult. Something that I feel I should probably get back into, but maybe when Street Fighter 6 comes out, I'll try that out again. I'm really liking the direction that Street Fighter 6 is taking. Hopefully it's a lot easier to get into than, say, maybe Street Fighter 5. I tried that one and bounced real quick.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Street Fighter 4, I think I stayed on for much, much longer. But that was also probably because I was using a way, way overpowered character back when it first released. Once I actually started playing against good players in person, that's when I knew that I had no chance whatsoever of winning. Like, right around the Street Fighter 4,
If only they could see me now.
the Street Fighter 4 era, those games required so many combo button inputs.
The Rift Guardian has...
It got pretty insane. That's not even counting games like King of Fighters 13. Sweet. So that was Deathless.
You have a gem?
Weird. I guess you don't really need to get gems up to, well, excuse me, I mean to say you don't really need 3 gems. You don't really need to rank up 3 gems up to level 55 because maybe this one counts as your third. Because I don't really see why these... I never got one up to 55. So maybe... Yeah, these two plus this one counts as 3 55s. So I'm guessing if we want to make a shortcut for ourselves, we can get these two up to level 70. And this one will count as our level 70 gem. And just like that, we completed this one right here. Next time we jump in, we have to do more bounty runs.
What do you need?
I need to go back.
Yeah, with slower pace RPGs, I can multitask pretty well. With Diablo, I know that I don't really have to do much other than just farming, so I don't really mind if I fail or not. But absolutely for sure, with action games, I really need to keep my eye on the ball. All of this is trash. Would be really nice if we could sacrifice or salvage this thing and get a stack of primordial souls, but that ain't gonna work. We need primal... We need primal legendaries. And I think we can get rid of this thing. What do you know? Maybe this thing is... Well, we don't really gain much in the way of lightning damage, though. I guess we'll just stick it in the inventory. Maybe it might be useful later. But yeah, we're going to do one more run and then call it a night.
Are you ready?
Oh, and sweet. We got a pretty good map, too. Yeah, so I'm finally seeing dividends from putting more into Vitality because we aren't having to worry so much about dying anymore. Plus that ring also helped as well. That reduced so much damage. Not to mention our Vitality is directly tied to our shield.
I'm just warming up.
That's one of the things that's keeping us from having to take so much damage all at once. If not for that, I think we would have been done for a long time ago.
If only they could see me now.
Almost died there if not for our follower healing us. Alrighty, so we're doing alright now.
Didn't see that coming, did you?
Alright, so... Shoot. That thing might be a problem. We just got to complete this rift and we'll be done for tonight. And then we'll do a couple more sessions, hopefully before the end of the month, to clear out the altar. The next time that we play, we might have to do bounty runs just so we can unlock another node. And also we need them for additional activities like extracting legendary powers so we can complete the last couple tiers of the season. Not too much left to do. We've certainly taken our sweet time doing this season. It's been well over a month. Ordinarily, these seasons would take us maybe about 2 weeks to complete. That's also because I would play these non-stop. But I think we're at about the same amount of time that would have been normal for us. As I think Season 27 took at least 10 sessions. 10 sessions of 2-hour sessions would have been around 20 hours to complete. I think this one is even less than that. We haven't done very many sessions in this. It's also probably because we had extra help from some players.
Your grave awaits.
Well, it'd be super helpful if we could aim these clusters. But that ain't working. Auto aim is not nearly as good a replacement for manual aiming.
You dare attack me?
But this is what we have to work with.
I'll be telling stories about that for a while.
Shoot. There goes our 5-minute mark. And this map is really poorly designed. The exit was there all along.
I'm just warming up.
So I'm hoping that the maps for D4 are just as colorful as this one. Well, some of the maps in this game can also be pretty dull as well.
The Rift Guardian is here.
If we have to stare at the same dungeons over and over again, that's gonna ruin the fun pretty quick.
I'm skilled at clarifying gems.
Alrighty, so 55. That's as good as any place to end it for now.
I am returning to town.
Let's go ahead and do some cleanup, and then we'll do a recap, and then we'll
I am stronger still.
wish everyone a good night. Let's see. Nothing good here. Those spalders might be the only good thing, though, but It's probably not worth trading over our tankiness with this character. Although, it doesn't even matter. Considering that that amulet or whatever thing prevents our follower from dying. So we can sell off or trash everything. Okay, clean up. Right, I forgot to add in one left here. 1 point. Oh well. That's for next time, I guess. Okay, so just to recap. We completed this tier. We are very close to completing this tier. We need bounty rewards to reforge a legendary item. We don't have enough materials for that yet. We're getting close to getting all of our required legendary gems to level 70. Our 3 main gems are up to level 55, but we only need 2 to get up to level 70 because we have a level 100 Whisper of Atonement gem. And by the time we reach, I think, what was it, 65 or something like that? Yeah, by the time we reach level 70, we'll complete the conquest. We already did this one, as you can see. And this one as well. I'm surprised anyone has completed this one. I still have not been able to do it. Hold on, let me see. Can we... Probably can't see the build for this, can we? No, never mind. You can't see the build for this character. Oh well. Well, it'll be nice to see what they're working with, unlike the Greater Rifts where we can actually see what everyone is using. Of course, we got a hacked character, though. Yeah, so this is absolutely insane. How they managed to complete the rift in only 3 seconds is beyond me. But yeah, we have only these 2, and then we just need more bounty materials to complete our set of 40 legendary powers. We're already halfway done with this. I mean, you're supposed to, but most people are using jailbroken PS4s to do this, so I'm assuming they have some way around the system, probably. I don't know how they're doing it, but it's been an issue for a long time, ever since the PS4 was jailbroken. And I think you could probably transfer jailbroken saves over to the PS5 as well, so... Oh well, it is what it is. The real issue is that Blizzard isn't doing much to ban them. Yeah, so much for competition, but oh well. We'll have to see what Blizzard will do for D4. Maybe they'll have some sort of workaround, but I think that's mainly one of the reasons why they want to keep everything always online. Real big issue, but let's see if they'll ever fix it. But yeah, that's going to be it for tonight. Only a couple more tiers, and we're going to be done here. And of course, there's always the altar that we need to do for the extra set of wings. This one requires that we farm all of these bounty rewards, and also we need to re-roll our puzzle ring for an ancient. That's another thing. I think I lost that ancient puzzle ring when my save didn't sync up. I could have sworn we already had an ancient puzzle ring. Oh well. Not a huge issue. We'll get that one again next time when we re-roll those puzzle rings. But for now, that's going to be it. If you guys are watching this on YouTube, please like the video. If you guys have any comments or questions, please leave them down in the section below. Please share the video out wherever you guys can, and subscribe to the channel if you guys haven't already. But we have maybe around 2 or 3 more sessions of this, and 3.5 weeks until the release of D4. Not to mention the next beta in a week and a half. Actually, it's not even a week and a half. It's on the 12th, so that's about a week from today. We'll try to get that downloaded, and we'll be back and rolling what was it, Rogue? I think, for that one. So stay tuned for that. If you guys have missed out on any of the previous play sessions, head up our channel for the playlist, or any of our other playlists for any of the various games we play. If you're over on Twitter, follow us at twitter.com/LunarlightGames. Over there we run giveaways from time to time, but you can also find deals, discounts, as well as news stories about the gaming world on our page. If you'd like to support the channel financially, you can do so by dropping a donation over at paypal.me/LunarlightGames. The link is down in the description below, so check those out. If you don't have $1 to donate to us, don't worry about it. Feel free to continue viewing our videos and subscribe. Follow us over at twitch.tv/LunarlightGames. I'm still considering whether we're going to keep that channel up and running, or if we're just going to keep running our streams through YouTube. I don't know. Decisions, right? I find that the stream quality is much better on YouTube as opposed to Twitch. Twitch does not have very good stream quality. I'm running everything through a wired connection, and for some reason Twitch is still getting these very pixelated streams. So I don't know if it's an issue on their end, or if we just have everything configured on YouTube to better suit us. Who knows? Maybe it might be better on a PC, or even from a capture card for that matter. But yeah, make sure you guys hit the notification bell across all of our platforms to get updates as soon as they're made available. That is going to be it from me for tonight. Hope you guys are doing well. Until the next time, until the next video, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your week and your weekend. And I'll see you guys next time. Take care.